Hey, good day, everyone.
Hello, hello. Welcome
Hello, nice to meet you.
to our little corner
Hello, hello.
of excited
Bună.
people.
Bună.
Salutare!
Jeff,
Salut.
just gonna tell us when there's a lot of Romanian. We can't just
Oh
cross
no,
it.
no, no! I plan on learning a couple words today because
Okay, let's begin with your first one then, which is how we say like a general greeting of hi. That would
Salut.
translate to what? Who's gonna help us? Come on,
You can say salut.
salut.
Salut. Yeah.
I know that one.
Oh, okay, like a new one. Okay. The thing is, yeah, like you're not so proud of it, but it's happening when you're trying to teach someone a new language. You always start with the bad words, so I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah, we are recording this call, Daniel. So maybe
Okay, not today.
we should leave that lesson for like
I'll try
afterwards.
to help myself then. Okay.
Okay. Let me see. We can wait like just 1 or 2 more minutes for people to still join.
Sounds good. Let me make sure that I have my stuff ready also. Cool.
So basically what we were gonna do, I will start with a couple of minutes presenting who we are, like a couple of details about Comets and about like general setup of the next 6 weeks. After that, Daniel will just give you more details on the cohort, and then we will have time with Jeff and Jacob to dive into Solana, their experience, like opportunities, what like the Colosseum, how we will gonna apply like with all the projects there, and like how we can build on Solana.
Cool.
Okay. So I think the meeting is already going, like it's recorded. So hi everyone, I'm Diana. I'm the founder of Comets of Web3. I started Comets at the end of 2023. So we are having like 1 year and a bit already. I'm the leader of the Romanian Blockchain Builders Community. I used to be ecosystem lead for Cosmos ecosystem. You might have heard about it. I was working for Interchain Foundation where I led basically all the core teams for Cosmos, like around 25 teams, and I was managing the entire treasury of the foundation. And before that, I worked for the big corporations of the world, like Procter & Gamble and Deutsche Bank. I started the Comets of Web3 to unite the Eastern Europe blockchain builders community. And we are on the path to unite over 10,000 builders in this part of the world. We started to be close to that, so now we are around 1,000 builders in the Comets community from Romania and from Republic of Moldova. As you can see, we are preparing 50 more right now. So we are super excited about like doing all the education and like all the activation of the builders in this in the blockchain industry. Out of these 1,000 builders that we have in our community, the mass majority are technical, meaning engineers or security auditors, infrastructure, like DevOps and so on. We are also having business developers like product and marketing, so as well like the full range of roles that you can find in blockchain. These are some photos from our events. So hopefully from now on, we will be seeing each other as well in person, and you guys will meet the entire communities that we have across Romania and Republic of Moldova. We are having regular in-person events in Bucharest, in Timișoara, in Cluj, in Iași, and in Chișinău. And we are expanding, some more to come, but we are as well like in advanced discussion for the other countries around Romania to join Comets. A strong community needs strong partners. We are super fortunate to be trusted by Solana Foundation, Sui Foundation, Ethereum, and Polygon Labs. And we are super excited to work together with basically the biggest names in the industry to unite the Eastern Europe blockchain community and to bring more value in this industry through our knowledge and through our work. What we do, I already hinted a bit, but just to give you more details. So basically, we do community work, meaning business and technical events where we meet in person and like we have guests or panelists that can share from their knowledge and from their experience. We do education like this one. So basically boot camps or technical workshops or hackathons around different technical stacks from blockchain. And we do as well hiring. We just launched a platform where we are matching our experts from the community with the projects that need support or need new experts in their teams. So more on that. As we are progressing in the program and in the bootcamp, hopefully we will be able to as well like help you with as well getting jobs or like supporting you in like launching your first project as well. Here is like the full range of the technical stacks that the experts that we have in our community are covering. Obviously, we feel that the most powerful ones are like, of course, right, Solana, and maybe there are some others, but I think Solana is the best. Yeah, so basically that's a bit about Comets. Just to give you more detail as well about what's gonna be like in the next 6 weeks, and Daniel will also tell you more about from technical point of view. But basically, you are the 50 very fortunate to have received a seat in the cohort. We had over 100 people, 100 builders and like the developers that apply for a seat. And you were some of the functions that were accepted. There would be, like I said, the 6 weeks program that's starting today, and it will end mid of April. We will be meeting twice per week on every Tuesday and every Thursday for 1.5 hours for live training and coding. We will go through different parts of the stack of Solana, and their expectation is that at the end of the program, you guys, we will create a project that will be submitted at the Colosseum hackathon, meaning like the global Solana hackathon that will be in April. How we will be supporting you, there would be a co-hack in Bucharest, meaning that for the ones that will also want to meet in person, we will have like a designated space in Bucharest between 21st of March and 11th of April, where we will gonna meet and like work together, or I don't know, drink some beers together, like brainstorm, like hack during the day there. and make new friends. And at the end of the, like basically around 17th of April, at the end of the program, we will have a demo day that's gonna be online. So we will be able to log in or like to to basically present from wherever we are. So the expectation is not necessarily to be in Bucharest. And then you guys will as well submit the project in the Colosseum Hackathon. And based on that, basically based on you presenting the project at the demo day and submitting it at the Colosseum Hackathon, you will be receiving the certification of completion of the program. That's a bit about the setup, and then maybe a couple of other details. Like I said, I think I already touched a couple of them, right? We will have like Tuesdays and Thursdays. We will be spending them together. We will guide you to form teams and select some like a project idea that we will be working on. That's more to come in the next sections. After the 17th of April, we will still be here, right? So we will gonna support you, like provide you support throughout the entire process of like you guys participating to the hackathon. So there will be as well like office hours, and everyone will be available on WhatsApp, Discord, and like Git, and so on to provide the help and mentorship. Okay. And yeah, that's some screenshots from the past cohorts. As you can see, everyone was coding very hard here. The same here, like some pictures from the meetups after the past cohort. So we will be as well like have a lot of opportunities to meet in person. More to come, right, as we are getting there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I will want as well to introduce the team that will be together with you throughout the entire program. I already said a bit about myself. Maybe Daniel and Andre and Ioana can also give some brief presentations about themselves.
Okay, I'll start then with just a brief overview of myself. I've been doing Solana for about 2.5 years now. I left my job at Google to do this, which means I really like it. I started with Ethereum as everybody else, and then I started working on an idea app that I had, pretty much some fancy auctions for Solana NFTs, just like a high-speed game for Solana NFTs. And because, well, initially was for Ethereum NFTs because they were cool at the time, but with like a 15 seconds confirmation time for the transactions on Ethereum, it was basically impossible to implement my model. And as Solana NFT started to grow, I was like, okay, maybe this can be something. So I pretty much worked for the past 2 years on that, and on a few iterations. It's not a full-fledged product, and in the meantime, I've set it aside as a passion project that I work time to time. So I joined a startup which is doing like a cool yields market for Solana DeFi products. Yeah, and I met with Diana. I think it was a year now.
Yeah.
She mentioned about this cool collaboration with the foundation that she had, and she's seeking training. It was my first time doing this, and I was like, you know what, maybe this could be fun. I didn't know much at the time, but I like to believe that I improve myself, that I gather more knowledge, more social skills, and the third iteration of this effort of ours to teach and give back to Romanian devs. I hope it's gonna be like another successful one. because I cannot consider the past two unsuccessful. They're really successful. But yeah, just a little bit about myself. Moving over. Is Andre with us?
Nice. Andre is in Dubai, like enjoying the blockchain life, of course. He just DM me saying that the internet is not that good in Dubai, and I know what he means. So I will give some details about Andre, but you guys will have like plenty of opportunity to meet him as well during the workshops. He's one of the core developers at Camino Finance. He's like Camino Finance. It's one of the most renowned DeFi project in Solana, and it has underneath a Romanian team, which we are very proud of. So yeah, we are very fortunate to have Andre as the second trainer of the Solana Romanian program. He's specialized in Rust, and so you will be having a lot of time to work with him on the second part of the program as we get into more complex algorithms. Okay, so that's a bit about Andre. Joanna?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so hello, my name is Joanna. I'm the community manager. So I joined the blockchain world, let's say, I think 1.5 years ago when I met Diana. And since then, I was working with her closely. And now my job is to help you with any problem that you have. So if you have any problem, text me on WhatsApp or Discord about the program, so I can answer all of your questions.
Amazing. Okay, so let's see. That's a bit about us. And here are like where you guys can follow us if you are not already. So that's a bit about myself and Comets. I will pass the mic to Daniel, just to get into more details around the curricula and how we will be having the workshop split. And then, yeah.
Sure. Thank you, Diana. Before we get into that, do you have any questions up until this point about what Diana talked, or any other questions?
That's a good idea, actually.
That you wanna? No? Take that as a no? Okay. Let's just see if I can. Where's my window? Is it? Okay, this is the one. Okay. It's not the first slide. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think if I can play it and then share the. Okay, I think that's better. Is that better? That's better. Okay. Okay. So this is I'm gonna do like a little bit of walkthrough, like in depth, of what we're gonna talk about and learn about and work on in these 6 weeks. So I'll be starting with what's this course all about. Okay, we're gonna do. It's not so soft introduction into Solana's ecosystem anymore. I'm gonna say it's gotten a bit mature than what we did on the past. So we're gonna introduce you to Solana, but we're also gonna do a lot of hands-on experience that by the time we finish, I assume you're gonna be pretty based on the stuff that we worked on. We do a little bit of introduction so that we won't leave you with, hey, this is Rust and we're gonna use it, so you should learn it. I thought about sweetening that curve with like a course dedicated to what I like to take, like the main mechanisms that makes Rust unique, and a little bit of its syntax and its internal mechanisms. And then we're gonna do a lot of Solana programming. You notice that I've crossed smart contracts It's because in the Solana universe, smart contracts are called programs. So whenever you hear that, just go to think about hey, the Solana program, I can also think of it as a Solana smart contract. We're gonna do in terms of the teachings that we're gonna go through, laid out by lectures, by courses. We're gonna go to main Solana's I'm not gonna call them mechanism, just state of how things work. What are key pairs that are the cornerstone of crypto, and how we're gonna use them. We're gonna see Solana account models and how everything is Solana is just an account that lives on a certain address. We're gonna see how transactions work, and that's gonna be like pretty much like an intro to this Solana ecosystem. It's a lot. There's a lot more to know that we can cover in this first course. So I highly encourage you to read and find out and discover and ask questions. There are a lot of things that we won't know, but I promise we're gonna do the best to find out and answer your questions, so that we can all learn and we can all move forward. We're gonna look on tokens and how are they represented in Solana, and if we go on a step further, we're gonna see how NFTs, well, at least like the main standard of NFTs, because time has passed and we have like compressed NFTs now, and new standards come along. Just to like a contrast, we used to do this in 6 courses, like the one that I mentioned, 1 to 2. So 3 courses, we used to do it in 6. So we're gonna cram stuff up a little bit. We're gonna see a little bit about Rust, right, in lecture 4, and then we're gonna dive straight into program development. We're gonna learn about a new framework that's not that new at this point, but it's still like the widely used one when you start writing Solana programs. It's called the Anchor framework, like the anchor, like the I don't know, the marine element of a boat when you anchor your boat. So we're gonna look at simple program in course 5. In lecture 5 is gonna be we're gonna lay out like a favorites movie program. We're gonna put some data on chain. We're gonna retrieve it and we're gonna modify it. We're pushing a step further with the escrow program. So we're gonna see how we're gonna lock up tokens in an escrow account and basically implement an escrow between 2 parties if they want to exchange assets. We're gonna touch a little bit of random number generation and implement like a lottery program. And this is 2. Okay, we're gonna do an NFT vesting program. Basically, lock up your NFT for a predetermined amount of time, and you can rack up rewards. Then we're gonna go, so that we complete the stack, we're gonna go to the front end part. So Solana has SDKs that you can work on to connect with extension wallets, right? So that you can simulate transactions, you can send transactions, you can sign them. Most importantly, you can sign them, and basically you can have that in your browser that would allow you to create any sorts of experience. Like we're gonna close with this part of interaction in Solana and front ends, just to have like the final piece of your decentralized app, right? Interacting with a Solana wallet. And finally, we're gonna have the office hours, right? So after the lectures are done, we're gonna have 2 full weeks. We're gonna meet at the same time on Tuesday and Thursday, same hours, but instead of 1.5 hours, we're gonna do like 1 hour. We're gonna be online, and it's just working on projects, answering your questions, fixing your bugs, basically helping you with anything that you might come to us. So that's the in-depth thing that we're gonna do for the next 6 weeks. What do you think about it? Do you have any questions on it? Do you feel like it's gonna be too hard or no? Oh, thank you, Jeff. Now Jeff says no. Okay, but Jeff's a veteran. What does he know? Okay, cool. If you don't have any questions, then we're gonna move forward. And I figured about answering what this course is not about. Okay, so we're not gonna exchange information on what tokens to buy, what tokens not to buy. I don't want to turn this into, hey, tell me what to buy or what not to buy. This is a learning course. We want to improve everybody's skills by learning Solana development, and we're gonna keep discussions about how to get rich to a minimum, if that's okay with you. It's not a software development 101, so you notice that you had to basically run a little task before you would so in order to register for this course. We didn't have that at the beginning, and we wanted to basically filter out people that were more capable, such as you, to have like a more predictable pace to this course. So it's not gonna be like an introduction, like a software development 101, how to do, and especially it's not gonna be like a copy pasta development. Okay, you may fix things, you may try to have like a chunk of code copy pasted from here, but try. I promise you, it's gonna do you good to do hands-on experience. We're not here to judge or to grade or to point fingers. I hope to create like a learning environment where there are no stupid questions. And when you leave this program, hopefully you're gonna have like a cool hackathon project, and you've learned a ton, right? So try to do your best to work with us and to build cool stuff, basically. Okay. Yes, just like a little prerequisites to we're gonna work with the CLI a lot. Again, you did this for the prerequisite task. You're gonna need to know a little bit about TypeScript superset. You have JavaScript. Have like a healthy macOS, Linux, or Windows machine. I hope not too many of you have Windows, because it's a little bit tedious to work on. I don't have experience on it, and whenever you're gonna have like errors with on your Windows subsystem, Linux terminal emulator, or whatever it's called, we're gonna do our best to fix them, but it's just a pain. So yeah.
Maybe one point here, Daniel, is that in the Discord channel, we have a designated sub-channel called support. So feel free for everyone that still has some small issues with installing all the prerequisites to put in there your questions, or maybe screenshots of the errors, and we will be there to help you with debugging them.
Please post whatever issues you're going through with development. Okay, you need to if you want to graduate this course, the name of the game is the final project, right? But you're not going to be able to, let's say, productively work on your project until like the midpoint of our lectures. So for the first lectures, what you're required to do is basically we're gonna do in a more workshop fashion development. We're gonna go on, present you with the concept, and we're gonna write it out. Try to mint some tokens, maybe mint an NFT, issue some transactions, and read stuff from the chain. We're gonna have like small workshop related tasks that, even though they're not required 100% to do, I highly recommend them to do, because it's gonna put you in a state where you can work on your project. And if you try to push it to the end of this course and, hey, we have 2 weeks, let's work on a project, it's not gonna be that that easy for you. So I highly encourage you to do the lab work with us up until like the midpoint, where you're gonna start actually working on the project. You're gonna either, we're gonna help you with the project ideas. We have some project ideas that want to present to you. You can feel free to come with your own project and work on your own. We're gonna let you group up into teams. That's highly encourageable from our point. If you want to work alone, I guess that's fine. Even though that I highly encourage you to do this in teams. Okay, so 1 to 7, we're gonna do labs and project prep, and then from the 8th course onward, we're gonna do like actual work and prepare for the hackathon. The labs, as I mentioned, we're gonna have the Comets GitHub organization, where you're required to create to have like a repo underneath. That's, let me say from my part, it should go under c3_comets_yourname.git. There's a typo there. It's C2. I haven't got the time to change it. I forgot to change it from the past cohort. So you will create a repo under the organization. You're going to get invited. c3_comets_yourname. That's going to be where you put all your work, project work, lab work, and stuff like that. Project. We're going to go and start sharing project ideas first, right? I mentioned that we have a list. You may come up on your own, but I highly encourage you to share it on Discord. We have, if I'm not mistaken, Diana, we have that PDF file or doc file that we're gonna create some of our profiles, right? Hey, this is me, this is what I do, like briefly. And then you can browse that list, team up, pair up, chat about ideas and projects. I want you to work on stuff that you are excited about, because that's how I believe you're going to do the best of your work. That's the next point is, with the help of our dear friends, Solana Turbine, I found out that this is highly efficient. In order to move on and build a project that you're proud of, and it's gonna build a real solution, to real problems, and stay consistent with it, you need to firstly define what your product is about from the point of view of your users, right? I'm a user. What I want to do, I want to have my balance, my Solana balance on a right top corner. I want to click this button and I want this to happen. This is the user story style you need to think about of your project. Just define your project from the perspective of your user. Once you've done that, you're going to move to the architectural diagram, right? Minimum components that you need in order to build your MVP. What your account on the Solana program should look like. What do you need, like a database to store stuff or not? Maybe your front end. What do you need it to look like? Hey, I have like few buttons. Try to imagine that, and I believe that once you have that, your user stories and your architectural diagram, we're gonna discuss it, right? So please ask for feedback. We're gonna try to give feedback to everybody, so you can do the best you can. Just have a good foundation to start on. I think it's important to start on with a good foundation, and I think these two practices help to build a good foundation. Then you can jump straight into coding, right? Coding, you have your repo. If something does not work, you call us out, and that's why I encourage you to have like a repo underneath the organization, because if something's not working, we might ask, hey, just point me to whatever line of code is not working, so that I can quickly go clone your project and see what's going on, and I can quickly push a fix, or we can watch over the code together. I think it's like an efficient way of working. And finally, we end up with a demo day, right? And a hackathon submit for the ones of you who are more brave. No, I'm kidding. It'll be great, I think, if you're here to build cool products. I think going through the Colosseum hackathon experience is going to really help you. We do this demo day. We're gonna, once again, you're gonna practice a little pitch in front of us, which is not really a pitch, but like a promotion of your project, and what you did and what it's aiming to achieve. And then that's going to really help you if you want to make like a good submission to like a very respectable hackathon, which is Colosseum, which if you score well, then I guarantee you it's gonna bootstrap you and your team tremendously into the system. You're gonna have like instant access to a lot of influential people in the space that if you're serious about building cool stuff, they're gonna help you tremendously.
And maybe one thing, Daniel, to add here is that in the last cohort, one of the teams that got formed after the hackathon, after the cohort, won one of the big prizes in the last Colosseum hackathon in the gaming section. So we are very proud of them. Hopefully, we will have more winners from this cohort as well. Nevertheless, one surprise that we are preparing is that we will have a national track for you. So everyone that will be submitting projects at the hackathon, at the global hackathon, will also be eligible for the Romanian track. So we will be having also like special prizes for the Romanian projects that are going to the hackathon.
Yep. Thank you, Dana. I think I blabbed around about office hours so far. Nothing new here. 2 weeks after we're done with courses, we're going to be here Friday and Thursday at the same hours, helping you with whatever you need help with. We're going to be on Discord and just chat around. Okay, the rewards would be, okay, I forgot to change the image also. Yeah, so that's not an image of the actual NFT. You're going to get a graduation NFT that's endorsed by the foundation. It's pretty much like a diploma-based layout, right? It's not like a cool monkey. But it's got recognition. It's endorsed by the foundation. And it's going to be locked into, it's frozen basically to your wallet. So once I'm going to mint it and send it to you, you cannot move it around. It's basically soul stoned to that wallet. And bragging rights, right? Because you graduated our cool program. Okay, a little bit about the roadmap. We're going to start bouncing around ideas and picking out teams. And you're going to need to do that no later than course 4, like lecture 4, right? I think that's the Rust one. Start on your user stories and architectural diagram for 2 weeks after that. Right? You have 2 weeks to try to view your project from the base standpoint, user stories and diagram. And then you have coding for the rest of the course. And then the demo day is going to be the last day of the office hours, if I'm not mistaken. Diana, am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Demo day. 1 second. Sorry. Okay. Okay. We have some project ideas. We have a list of ideas. It's not nailed down. You can present your own idea and build on top of it. The AI trend is really hot in crypto right now, even though prices have started to sink. Don't let that make you think that AI and crypto, it's not going to be a big deal. So you can do like autonomous trading agent, right? I think it's a bot. It's called, what is it called? AI XBT agent. That's pretty much a crypto, a Twitter bot that stays on top latest news, but that's all it does, right? It just posts news from all crypto. Imagine what you can do with that if it can execute trades on top of that. You can do yield optimization bots, right? Basically scan different DeFi protocols and move your funds. Where do you think is gonna earn the AI would think is gonna earn the most yield? You can build an agent to research on crypto projects, right? You can go into their white paper, you can go into their Discord and see the activity. You can go into their GitHub page and see if that code is updated, and basically build up a score that would tell you, hey, this crypto project, we think this is a go or no go. Decentralized using rally splitting, right? You can build like a Spotify on chain where you reward using tokens. You do prediction market platforms where users can create markets for various outcome and trade events. And of course, you need oracles to resolve those events, to pull in data from outside events, pull that data on chain. You can build on-chain voting system, right? Think of what's a good example here, like fundraising stuff, right? I can build like a fundraising campaign, and then I raise some money, and then I want to spend that money, and I issue like a suggestion or a proposal. I want to buy a new laptop to start developing, and you can the ones who back the project can vote if that's a good purchase, and they would unlock some funds. You can build an on-chain PvP game, right? You can use compressed NFTs to represent whatever items you can think of in your games. Compressed NFTs are standard where you can mint a bunch of NFTs basically at very low cost. I think this one is a Colosseum idea that I see that I like. Is a gym decentralized app where you reward user with tokens when they meet their training goals, right? You put in training goals. Hey, I've done that mine. You pull in data from your trackers and stuff like that, and then you reward tokens. Donation platform, right? You can pull in pretty much an example for that voting game. You can start campaigns to raise funds. NFT powered event tickets, right? You can issue tickets in form of NFTs for various events, and you can filter your audience maybe by on-chain activity, right? Whichever event you think it's great for them. I don't know, maybe a lot of maybe DeFi events or more NFT events, just in terms of like crypto events. But anyway, decentralized escrow service, right? You can build an escrow account that it's gonna release funds based on others' contributions, and flash liquidity vaults, right? You can use borrowing instructions from Camino. That's an example from Andre. Maybe he knows how to tell more about it. I'm not familiar with like the implementation of this idea. But basically benefit from arbitrage, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, this is a not so complete list, right? We're gonna give you this list so you can pick from it, and again, encourage you to come with your own ideas. There are a lot of good ideas out there. Just start building them. Okay, that's from next source. Okay, I think that's it from me in terms of what this course is gonna be about. Do you have any questions? Yes, Adi, go ahead.
I have a question about the teams. So are we going to get randomly allocated, or we choose the people we want?
You at first, we're gonna encourage you to choose and socialize and mix in everybody with everybody. Find cool projects that you want to build together. And if you end up not doing that, come to us. We're gonna have like a list with people that are seemingly unpaired. We're gonna do our best to mix everybody with whoever's comfortable. If not, like last resort, you can work alone on your project. That's fine too.
Mm-hmm. And how many people are going to be in one team?
I think that no more than 3.
Okay.
I think that good companies are built with 3 people, and that you don't need more than 3 people to build like a hackathon project.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. Any other questions? Okay. Oh, there's a question. Good. Okay.
I didn't understand well what means office hours.
Yes. Office hours is going to be 2 weeks in terms of timeline, right? 2 weeks after we finish the material that we want to teach you, right? The workshops and everything. And we're going to be online at the same hours and the same days, trying to help you with all your questions. Think about like open for questions. If you need help, if you have any bugs, you can come to us. If you have any questions, hey, I don't know how to do that, or I'm stuck here, or my teammate doesn't want to respond, what do I do? Any questions you can think of, we're gonna be
Support hours or something like that.
I'm sorry?
Support hours or something like
Pretty
that.
much. Yep. Support hours is if it answers more than that. Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Other questions? Go ahead.
I have a question.
Shoot.
The repository should be private or public?
It should
So
be
you can
open
see
to
it
the
in-
organization, so that if I'm in the organization, I should see it. I'm not 100% sure what visibility options does that imply, but it can. I think if it's private to you, so that's not accessible by public, but is in the same organization as I am, I think I can see your project.
Yes.
Right? Am I
Okay.
okay? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. Okay, then. If there are no more questions,
I have one more question. The
Yes.
project must be coded in Rust, right?
well, that depends. There are a lot of frameworks now that you can use to develop a Solana program. But by default, and the one that's most popular is the Anchor framework that's written for Rust in Rust. So I strongly suggest you use that one. If you want to go wild, I think you can build in Python, which I think it compiles down and converted down to Rust. You can do in JavaScript, right, Jeff?
Yep. Wouldn't recommend it, but you can.
If I'm not mistaken, I think there's even a framework for Solidity, right? So you can use Solidity code to write Solana programs. I haven't tested it. I don't recommend it, basically. No, Jeff agrees. Okay.
Yeah, we will anyway go through the Anchor framework in the class. So yeah, I would say that we should try to use the Anchor, because we have Daniel, Andre, and everyone would be there to help us, and we can always help each other, right? At any point, you guys would be able to submit your questions in the Discord, and everyone can help.
Cool. Last call. Do you have any other questions? We should try Rust even though it's a big unicorn. I don't know what that means, but you should try Rust. Okay. If no other questions, then I think it's time to go take the mic to our guests. I'm gonna stop sharing. And
I think we have one more from Robert. He's asking if we need to install Node 18.
You can do Node 20. You can have Node 20. I think it's recommended that you have Node 20. I think that's old. That slide is old.
Amazing. Yeah. So now we can talk a bit about more in general about Solana. We have two guests. Unfortunately, Jacob needed to drop. He's a young father. Like seemed that there was some sort of small emergency. So Jeff, we will bombard you with questions and so on. But maybe we can, Jeff, you can tell us a bit about yourself, about Turbine. It's like one of the coolest projects that we know, and yeah, we are super happy that you are with us. So we would love for you to be able to share a bit about yourself and about the project with the full audience.
Great. No, I'm definitely happy to. Really nice presentation. We've done this, gosh, 16 times. We started in Cosmos also on Terra before it crashed.
Wow.
And also trained on Sui. So, you know, lots of Rust underlying there in common. But yeah, my name is Jeff. My background is I spent 3 decades as an educator here in the US working in private independent schools. Retired from that to do this, and we started Terra Builders Alliance almost 4 years ago, and then Terra crashed, and then we went Cosmos wide for a little bit, and then we met the right people on Solana who brought us over there. We had a little bit of cup of tea with Sui, didn't mean the rhyme, but it does. And, you know, but Solana is our home for a lot of reasons. And, you know, we offer a variety of services. We are a service-first organization. We are a public goods organization. We do education, very bottom of the funnel. So after you're done mastering what Daniel has to offer, you'll be a good candidate to come to us if that's what you want to do. And, you know, but we also go beyond building applications. We were the first education group and still maybe the only one to work with engineering the SVM and finding solutions to improve the SVM. That's led to some relationships with ANZA and Solana Labs and Foundation. We also run a research program where aspiring or professional researchers that want to bring those skills into Web3 and find meaningful work can do so. We have a dev shop where we build for private clients. We help our graduates get jobs. On this call, good example, you know, because we know our grads. We do this very personally and socially, kind of like what you are doing here. And it's important as you go into something like this to really, you know, be yourself and be comfortable with the collaboration and the team component. Because what Daniel said a few minutes ago, being able to work together on a team is very important. When we help our graduates find jobs, we know them well enough to be able to match them up with personality and culture fit. Again, Daniel shaking his head. He knows this.
I know what it's talking about. It's done wonders for me. So I'm trying to pick up and
we are a network and a family. I mean, Daniel and I talk very often, you know, about this initiative to try to help you folks. And as long as you're doing good work and you're doing stuff that's important and impactful in the ecosystem, people are going to find a way to keep you around. If your sole motivation is trying to get a job and make money, you'll still probably have a good shot at success. But if your focus is on doing something that's needed, people will pay you to stay around. And that's really our model. We also, you know, launch additional programs through Turbine because the more talent we have and the more social we are, the more people want to come back and continue to work with us to solve problems. So, you know, that's my background. Shifting into a little bit of, you know, sage old man advice, because I am an old guy. A couple things that they don't tell you when you start this journey, especially on Solana. And I'm going to jump ahead of my list, but, you know, this idea that Rust is this unicorn and that Rust is so hard. I was a high school English teacher and then a school principal for 30 years. The first language I learned was Rust. I think JavaScript is hard. Okay. There's a lot of perspective. The Rust book is 630 pages. I have it over there printed out on my table. Okay. You need about 80 of them to write Anchor. So don't be intimidated by Rust. Dig into the first 5 or 6 chapters and get comfortable with it. The great thing about Rust is that the compiler is your best teacher. If you do something, the joke I always make is, if you have an error in a JavaScript program, your error message is there's a problem somewhere on the planet. If you have an error in Rust, it will tell you exactly where it is. On line 7, character 6, this shouldn't be a semicolon. Change it. Here's why. The error messages in the Rust compiler are superior to anything else, which is why I think it actually lends itself to being an easier programming language to learn. But people who knew JavaScript first or learned a C language first, the things that are different and better about Rust are hard to unlearn from that experience. That's really where a lot of that mythology comes from about how hard Rust is. So what I think is actually harder about building on Solana, and I tell our people this every cohort, setting up at the beginning, maintaining your dependencies during the process, and writing tests at the end are infinitely harder than the amount of Rust you need to know to write Anchor programs. Writing tests at the end will take you longer and be more frustrating. Now, we tell people that not because we want to say you're going to be frustrated, but so that they have a realistic expectation that once you finish compiling your Anchor code, you're not done. You have this other piece that you've got to be ready for and know that it is tedious. And that's just being honest. The other recommendation I'll make is don't play around with Solana Playground or some sort of alternate environment. If you're serious about learning this technology, get yourself set up properly from day one. Deal with the time and the stress of it now, because what you don't want to do is reach a moment in your development where you have to stop and go back to do that, and it's frustrating. Just do it at the beginning. Get it over with. Because dependency management is one of the harder parts about Solana. So, which leads me to the next thing. After you start this program with Daniel, don't update anything until you're done. Okay? I don't update my Mac. I don't update Anchor. I don't update anything during the 7 weeks of our program. Because Apple and Solana and Anchor and TypeScript, they don't have a group call like what we're having here right now to make sure that everything's going to play nice together. They don't do that. So get yourself set up and stick with that setup during the course. It will help you a lot. There's also a resource called Solana Stack Exchange. So, you know, I know you have a Discord, but Solana Stack Exchange is another resource for you. If you go into, if something worked yesterday and isn't working today, 90% of the time, it's not something you did. But because you're newer, you're going to say, I messed up. If it worked yesterday and it doesn't work today, go to Solana Stack Exchange and write the error message. You're going to see something. You're going to see that 30 people in the last hour asked the same question. And that's good. That means 2 things. A, it's not you. Take a breath. And B, it means the people at Solana are finding a solution and getting answers for you. So just, again, take another breath and wait for those answers to come up for you. So, you know, this is kind of the mindset. We've done this a lot. So we know the little things that get people stuck. You're all super excited today. You're starting this journey. Take a little bit of that energy and put it in a bottle. And when it's time to start writing tests, drink it. Okay? Because you want to be able to save some of this excitement and this energy until when you need it at the end. You don't want to burn it all today. the last thing I'll say, and then any questions anybody has, I'm happy to answer. The last thing I'll say is goes to the projects you choose. Choice of what to build is a gift and a curse. You know, depending on how old you are, sometimes being told what to do is easier. That's why Daniel has the menu. Those are good things to choose from. Do something that gets you excited so that when it gets hard, it doesn't feel as much like work. The other thing is this: if nothing on that list jumps out at you, look around in your local environment and say, how could blockchain fix that? Choose something meaningful and important to you. And don't have imposter syndrome or any of that stuff. We all are imposters. Okay, this is such nascent technology. We're all just figuring it out and faking it until we make it. I don't know if that translates as a cliche, but it's something that we say. So don't pick something to win a hackathon. Don't pick something to make $1 million. Don't pick things for the wrong reasons. Those are byproducts of picking a topic for the right reason. It means something to you. You're going to put everything into it, and you're going to stick with it when things get hard. So that's my, general advice. I'm happy to take any more technical or granular questions, whatever anyone needs.
No questions. Come on. If not, I think I have a question for Jeff. It's not a question, more like please tell me more.
Yeah.
You obviously know and have a lot of experience with hackathons.
Mm-hmm.
Can you at least break the ice for us? What's like? What can we do to increase our chances, or how can we make the most out of it, like hackathon experience?
So, I'll speak specifically to Coliseum.
Yeah.
Okay. And Daniel, you know me. I'm a straight shooter. I'm honest, and sometimes people don't like my honesty, but that's okay. The Coliseum is a product competition that has tech under the product. Okay. So doing well in Coliseum, they are looking for people who can develop good products and have the profile of someone who could be a long-term founder. They're looking for people that can design products that they think are going to bring in ROI, return on investment, and whether it's with the current product or they like their thinking on that and they like the people building them enough to say, I can see this person continuing to work on this for 5 years. That's the honest answer about this competition. It is less about the tech. The tech is very important. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of times these hackathons are based on investors looking for the next best thing to invest in to get return on investment. Okay. Now, the upshot for anybody that's more technical minded is that if you ship something in 7 weeks or 6 weeks, those product people are going to need you. Okay. If you demonstrate the capacity to do something sophisticated with the technology, make those zeros and ones do magic at the metal level. The people that are good at product but can't code, they're going to look at you and they're going to say, I want to hire that person. I want that person on my team. So it is a demonstration of your proof of work. Okay. 30 teams out of 10,000 entries get their name called. You have a better chance of getting a scholarship to play sports at university. It doesn't mean you don't play hard every day as a kid, because you're going to get a lot of other things out of the experience than winning. You should definitely be disappointed if you're proud of what you built and you don't win. But I will tell you this: success breeds more complexity than it solves problems. So you need to be ready for that as well. If you win, you're going to be asked to do a lot of things outside your domain skill set, and you're going to need to have friends like the people you meet in this room during the next 6 weeks to say, hey, I know you, I trust you, I work side by side with you. Do you want to be on my team? Let's take this to the next level. But your best bet is make sure a week before the due date that you start working on your pitch deck and your video. Don't wait for the last minute. During the hackathon, keep your GitHub open. If you really like your product, start a Twitter account, follow each other. You all have 63 friends in the room right now that you could start a followership. Support each other, follow each other, retweet each other, get some public social traction, because winning a hackathon is 50% tech and 50% sales and product. So if that's not an area that you're good at, ask your boyfriend or girlfriend or brother or sister or mom or dad or whoever, hey, would you use this product? Don't be shy. You gotta put yourself out there. Okay, we got another question here. Do we include transactions on the project? Look, here's the question I'll put back at you, and that is, do you think people would find value and use your product? Who is your audience? Okay, I mean, one of the things we do, and Daniel talked about user story and architectural diagram, very important steps. Don't gloss over them and just get to the code. We don't let our people start coding until their architectural diagram is submitted. That's, you can't. It's just good professional practice. You could then turn around to a potential employer and say, I know how to do user stories and architectural diagrams. Those are professional practice skill sets that are important, that will mean something. Ask around. Would you use this? Would you find value in this? Some people would find value in just reading and having the data.
I just want to interrupt you, Jeff, a little bit regarding architectural diagrams and user stories, and let you all know that I've been picked for an interview just because of that. The guy told me, hey, I've noticed this project of yours, and I really enjoyed how you laid out these steps in terms of user stories, architectural diagram. The code is also, it looks fine, but structuring it the way you did made us want to have a chat with you. So it's really important, and it does stuff for you.
One other thing maybe that I want to maybe ask or like open the conversation around is how important is for us, or like for people that are or wanting to find a job in the blockchain space, how important is to have projects or like a GitHub repo that they can showcase, or how important it would be as well to participate in a hackathon as Colosseum and make a nice figure there.
We have a close to 130 of our graduates are working full-time on Solana right now. And as great as I think hackathons are for newer developers to really grow your proof of work, that code being in your repo is more powerful than putting on a CV that I participated in the hackathon. Your resume is your repository. Make sure your GitHub repo looks really nice, that it's organized, that you name things what they are, that you're pushing code on a fairly regular basis. That, when I open up someone's repo to evaluate their readiness for career, if the first 10 things I see are forks and there's no activity to the far right, that's a red flag for me. So, when you do these mini programs, these smaller pieces with Daniel, make sure that they look nice. Make sure you have a README. Make sure you comment your code on your repository. Make sure that you make that look good, because when people are hiring from us, they don't say, send me their CV. They say, send me their repo.
Yep.
Nice. What do you think, Jeff and Daniel as well, and maybe even others, because I know that some of our participants are like many of them are already in blockchain. What do you think about the comparison between salaries in Web 2 versus Web 3, or like how it's from, I don't know, salary point of view, like comparison?
Yeah, the interesting thing is, Turbine's global. So we deal with projects all over the world, and we deal with developers all over the world. A project that is based in India, their runway is how much money they have to spend to get this thing going. For those of you that don't know that term, their runway might not be a couple $1 million like somebody here in the US or someone in Europe. So they're going to have to build their team on $50,000 a year salaries. We try to avoid allowing projects that we know are funded hiring talent just because it's cheap. I don't care if I know you have money to spend on the best, you're going to pay them like they're the best, regardless of where their hometown is. I would say right now, for us, I'll give you a range. The salaries of the people that are getting jobs from Turbine range from about 90 to 180,000 USD a year. It's a big range. Anybody that comes to us and says, we're a startup, we have no funding, can we pay in equity? I immediately recuse myself from that and say, you've got to talk to the developer. If he's happy or she's happy and wants to take this job with that risk, we're fine with that. But we don't get involved with that kind of thing. So that's the other thing you got to keep in mind. You'll get offered salaries packaged. I'll give you 150. Okay. 100 of it is in tokens that you can't touch for 2 years. And it's only worth something if the project survives. So you always want to ask, what's the cash? What's the equity? You also want to ask, if they're talking equity, I talk to all of our grads about this all the time. What is the cliff? What is vesting? In other words, how long do I have to stay here before I qualify for that? How long do I wait until I have to actually get it unlocked and can actually realize it? So it is a little bit of a different world than the legacy world. There are a lot of opportunities, but you need to make yourself different than the masses. What do you bring to the table? Can you do diagrams well? Do you have a product sense? Can you do some sales? Do you know DevOps? What are your intangibles that make you different than the other person?
Nice. There is one question from Robert. He's asking what would be some advices for, I don't know, people at the beginning of the journey with blockchain, or the people that can only work part-time.
So, I mean, I would spend the time, if you're at university, most people don't need a job when they're in university, or they already have some sort of co-op plan where they're, doing something to make the money to be able to pay for university. I would put the time into growing your skills. I would make open source contributions. So if there's a product that you like a lot, I know you mentioned Camino. I'm not a big user of a lot of different applications except for research, but I use Camino. I use Camino hard. I like those guys. I remember talking to them when they first started and we were still in Cosmos years ago. I mean, 2-3 years ago, I remember meeting those guys. And I like that project, so I'm going to live in their repo and learn everything I can about it. And if I find something that I think can make it better or fix a mistake, I'm going to submit, an issue or a pull request or what have you. Get your open source contributions going. That will grow your reputation a lot. Again, people ask me for repos and people are looking for open source contributions.
Nice. I'm still having questions, but let's see if we have as well from from the audience.
No,
Maybe till,
no, it was me asking no questions.
I think everyone it's right now it's digesting the past hour of like us bombarding with info.
I really recommend you asking Jeff stuff because he's the most qualified to answer these. And I always, when I have the chance to chat with him, I always bombard him with, hey, whatnot. As you can see, he's been here a lot. He knows his stuff. I think you should profit from it. Don't hide on the webcam.
I would say this, okay, because I am running long. I am sorry, but if I don't get my nap in before my next set of calls, I will be a monster. Yes, I do that because I'm in the US, so I actually am up from 3 to 5 a.m. most nights, so I take a little nap in the day. But I dropped my Twitter and my for me and for Turbine there. I'll drop the Turbine Discord, and my handle there is the same as what it is on Twitter. And Daniel will attest, we are a friendly crew in our Discord. People will help you if you ask. Hang on 1 second. Come on by and ask. Once you get through this program with Comets, apply for our summer program. This would be a really excellent preparation for you to apply. I looked at the curriculum, Daniel and I have talked about this a good amount. If you finish this successfully, you are a very good candidate to come and work with us after that. We're here to support you whether you come and work with us or not, because this is how we grow Solana across the globe. I've done this with a lot of different super team groups, because the more we can spread this and get people doing it, the better we're all going to be. We're believers. We believe in this technology.
And Jeff, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. Maybe one last question would be, what do you think it's, I don't know, the differentiator between Solana and any other ecosystems, right? What do you think they are doing so right, and that's right, the edge of Solana?
Yeah. Look, there's a lot of things. I've built on Polygon, I've built on Sui, I've built in Cosmos. I think that for me, the most palpable thing is that it is the most galvanized and united developer community, far and away. People will argue with each other, but when the chips are done, everyone comes together. And it's interesting. Sandy Peng from Scroll asked me this, about how can we replicate the Solana culture on Scroll. I said, okay, go back to the beginning, have a bunch of outages over the first 2 years of your existence, and then have the main liquidity provider of your chain turn out to be a fraud and drain the liquidity out of your chain and make it so that everyone wants to continue to build on it. Because you got to forge by fire. Solana has been forged by fire. That being said, I don't think there's an ecosystem that moves faster to improve already good tech than Solana. Ethereum doesn't. Ethereum's slow. Cosmos, as you know, you are at IFC. The powers that be in Cosmos fought with each other so much that what was at one point the best tech out there just didn't grow. It didn't move as fast as if they collaborated, it would have. I'm sorry if you were involved in any of that, but
it's the Solana call there, so I don't want to say more, but let's see.
Yeah, the reality is it's fast, it's cheap, it's resilient, and the competition brings out the best in people as opposed to bringing out the worst in people.
Yeah, I think so too.
Amazing. I think it was a very interesting call. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Basically, from now on, the next 6 weeks, we will meet every Tuesday and Thursday. So now we will meet in 2 days from now, right, on Thursday, the same hour. And we will start as we were presenting at the beginning. We will start the tech curricula. We will start with, we will be, I hope everyone is already in the Discord. We will publish in the Discord the team formation process, and everyone can submit their profile there, like their ideas about what they want to build, and right, we will see who else is interested in that. And then we will have, like as Daniel was saying, for the first 7 weeks, for the first 7 workshops, we will do the labs, and then as well preparing the project idea, so that from the workshop 8 we will start coding the under the project. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm super excited about the journey. I think right there, like the program will help you learn a lot. Yeah, let's see. We have someone that wants to ask questions.
Andrei? Did you raise your hand? Do you want to ask something? Do you have your mic on mute by any chance?
Yeah, sorry, it was a mistake.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, don't worry, we will continue to repeat everything that, like all the setup that we already mentioned. We will have plenty of time to speak about it and, like, yeah, take it step by step in the next weeks. Yeah, so that's pretty much it from us. Are there any questions or like any other details that you would want to discuss in the next few minutes? We still have a couple of. Yeah.
Yes.
So if the meetings are recorded, where can we see the video?
Yes, so we will publish the next day. So after every workshop, the next day it will be published on our YouTube channel, Comets of Web3. You have it on YouTube. You can look for it on YouTube. And anyway, we will publish as well the links in the Discord. So yeah, after every workshop, you will find as well the recording in the next day.
Okay.
Good luck, everybody. I'm going to go take a nap. Holler if I can be helpful.
Jeff, thank you for joining us.
You're
Really
welcome.
appreciate it.
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.
See each other on Thursday.
Thank you.
Bye.
Nice evening.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for the
Bye.
meet.
Bye.
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 Ce e ăsta Spinach AI? E de ăsta de note-taking?